tonsils as a way of clarifying what the whole church teaches and what the whole church requires, going back to Nicaea. Or, for instance, a good example in the early churches, the church is deciding on the date for the celebration of Pascha. At no time in the church's history did the church ever celebrate Pascha on the same day. Communities that established their lineage from the apostles Peter and Paul would always celebrate Pascha on the Sunday after the Jewish Passover. Polycarp and disciples of John would always celebrate Pascha on Passover, no matter what day it fell on. And he even traveled to Rome to meet with the Bishop of Rome, then I think on Achitas, to work that out. They couldn't convince each other of which was the better way to do it, so they celebrated the Eucharist together and kept doing it their own way. Eventually, those Johannine communities died off, and we still celebrate it the first Sunday after the end of the Jewish Passover. The West changed it a little bit by introducing the spring equinox, the first full moon of the spring equinox. But that was not originally part of that calculation. Yeah. They did that because they said with the spring equinox, Christ is the light of the world, so, at that point in time, daylight was becoming more and more prominent, the winter darkness was dying off, and the church in the West especially felt that that would be more appropriate to celebrate Pascha after the spring equinox. But we have stayed with the older way to calculate, and we still do it that way. It's the first Sunday after the Jewish Passover.
I have a question. So, is it true that blasphemy is the only unforgivable sin?
That's the sin against the Holy Spirit.
Okay, and what is a sin against the Holy Spirit? What is blasphemy? Can you define it?
Blasphemy would be to deny the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Blasphemy would be to deny that God is one and God is three. Blasphemy would declare that Mary did not remain a virgin after giving birth to Jesus, that she and Joseph knew each other biblically.
Right.
Those would be the big ones. Today, denying Christ. I mean, today there's so many people who are unchurched, and there's a lot of people who are just really genuinely anti-church. That usually comes with the idea that, God doesn't really exist. The church has never really declared that a blasphemy. They've just declared it a poorly formed opinion. So, anybody else have a question? Yes?
James is Jesus' brother, and that's where I think they get this, that she had children with Joseph.
Yeah, there's no word in Hebrew or Aramaic for cousin. Yeah, there's just no word in Aramaic or Hebrew for the concept of cousin. So they would refer to each other as brothers and sisters.